Last May, Rio Grande do Sul, the last state of the south of Brazil, border with Uruguay, faced an unprecedented flooding that killed 183 people, left a lot of people without their homes, destroyed the economy of the state, and even the capital was underwater, which includes the international airport Salgado Filho. Nothing worked for weeks and weeks. The situation was so dire that even here on the channel, we made a fundraiser to send money for the state of Rio Grande do Sul through a comedian, a local, that was getting the money and distributing directly to the victims of this climate tragedy. So what is the situation of the state right now? A lot of people ask me this, and I have made this video to bring you updated information on the state right now. It's after the intro. Hello guys, how you doing? My name is Mark Sant and this is Brazil Unsubtitled. If this is the first time you're watching us here on the channel, welcome. This is your right channel to learn everything you always wanted to know about Brazil, but in English. You don't need subtitles here. So guys, if you like what you see, please, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, click on the like button and all these things that every YouTuber needs, and you know how important these things are for us. If we want to grow and reach more people, you are responsible for this. It's not me anymore. My job is to produce good content and offer them to you. Your job is to help me by interacting with the channel, by clicking on the like button and all these things. I hope you guys can help us on this project, okay? So guys, what is the situation in Rio Grande do Sul right now? Just recapitulating what happened, there was a big mass air on top of states of São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Minas Gerais, Espírito Santo, the southeast of Brazil, as you can see on the map. And normally, the rains use the south of Brazil as a corridor to reach São Paulo and the rest of the states. What happened was, once that hot air mass was on top of the states, here, like São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, as I said, and it was really hot, believe me. Hot weeks those were. The rain couldn't go through this mass, so he ended up returning and concentrating on top of Rio Grande do Sul and some parts of Santa Catarina. The outcome, a tremendous disaster. Lots of rain, unprecedented volumes of rain. Even the capital of Porto Alegre got flooded because of the 3 streams they have there. So the rivers overflooded and flooded the whole thing, which includes the airport Salgado Filho. It was a disaster, guys. The scenes probably ran the whole world. A lot of people from many countries sent us messages asking about the situation there because they wanted more information. So based on everything that happened, I decided to do my part. Right, I couldn't do much because this is a small channel, but at least, guys, I was able to raise more than 7,000 reais to be sent directly to the victims of the flooding. And how do I know the money went to the victims of the flooding? Because for me to start the fundraising, I studied all the channels that I could use, and I decided not to go through any governmental one, because I knew it would take long, there's the risk of corruption, you know these things happen everywhere. So what did I do? I saw a guy called Badim Colono, a comedian, that was working directly and around the clock to help the victims of the flood. So he received the Pix. Pix is the payment form that we have in Brazil, and it's an instant payment form. Once he received the money in his checking account, actually not his checking account, but he opened an institutional account to receive this money, he would transfer directly for the victims. And we saw this happen many times. Like he donated more than, if I'm not mistaken, more than 2 million reais for the construction of a bridge in one county that had lost the access to the rest of the region, right? So it was amazing. 7,000 reais plus we were able to reach. right? So what was the outcome of that tragedy, guys? Take a look at the numbers. 183 people dead in the whole state, unfortunately. 2.4 thousand people out of their homes, mostly in the metropolitan area. Vale do Taquari, Canoas, the capital Porto Alegre, Encantado, Cruzeiro do Sul, and Estrela. 3.5 thousand animals were rescued. And even you saw the scenes. Some of these animals stayed days inside flooded homes, on top of flooding tables, waiting for rescue, waiting for someone to pick them up. And unfortunately, that also happened to humans. We saw a lot of elderly people inside their homes with water to their chests waiting for rescue. That sometimes took days, unfortunately. Guys, what is the situation today? Is the state back on their feet? Kinda. I'm gonna say many areas of Rio Grande do Sul are operating, if not normally, as normal as they can do, okay? And we also have some actions coming from the government. So the government of Brazil nowadays is working to donate 6.5 billion reais for the state of Rio Grande do Sul to be used with techniques to try to solve the flooding problem once and for all. This was not the first time Rio Grande do Sul was underwater, but not to this level. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I also explained why in many of my lives why the Rio Grande do Sul state normally goes underwater, right? Because it's a lower region among so many hills. So if you wanna learn more about it, go check it out, please, on the channel. So the idea of the money usage is to using draining projects. They want to install machines to drain all the area, but that's not all. They are also installing right now a weather radar or a climate radar, one that will predict any storm, any tragedy like this with a notice of 6 to 3 hours. So if you are in the state of Rio Grande do Sul, be you a gaúcho or not, be you a Brazilian or not, you could be a foreigner and be visiting the state, you will receive an alert on your cell phone telling you to get out of specific regions due to the risk of flood in those areas, okay? So you're gonna receive this message, an alert, a sound, a note telling you to get out or to find higher grounds, okay? This new radar, guys, has the capacity of 150 kilometers of distance. So it's gonna be reading the surroundings of the state in 150 kilometers. The first idea for the installation of this radar was a place called Montenegro, which is in the hills. But there was a problem with the transportation of the radar, so they temporarily decided to install it in the capital of Porto Alegre, okay? Guys, another thing they are planning and working to install are measuring rulers. I don't know if this is the name of this thing, but they have some rulers with measures to show how much the water has invaded the land already. And also they have totems prepared to be installed in specific places, especially those dangerous places where the incidence of flooding is bigger. These totems will contain meteorological information, computerized systems to alert the population with sounding alarms and all that, okay? Another thing that I have to say is that the airport Salgado Filho, the airport of Porto Alegre, has finally reopened after 5 months closed. It was last Monday, the 21st of October, and right now they are operating with only 70% of their capacity, which represents 128 flights, guys. But it's a good thing, right? At least it's a first step. And as a first phase, they will be receiving flights only from the city of Campinas, which is in the countryside of São Paulo, the capital of São Paulo, also the international airport of Guarulhos in São Paulo, the airports of Rio de Janeiro, the airports of Minas Gerais, Confins, if I'm not mistaken, and Brasília, Distrito Federal, right? Also important to say, guys, that the first airplane to land at the airport after 5 months was from the company Azul, and it was an Airbus A320, right? And to celebrate this, they had a special painting on the fuselage to pay tribute to the state of Rio Grande do Sul. So guys, another thing that we have been witnessing is the return of the sporting events in Rio Grande do Sul. The clubs like Grêmio and Internacional, the most important soccer clubs in the States, are playing already. The states are open, so they are trying to get back to normal as much as they can. I want to thank all of you who contributed for the people in Rio Grande do Sul. And I know, guys, these tragedies have been happening more and more in the world, unfortunately. We have recently had the problems of the south of the United States, and I share here my solidarity with you guys, with the Americans of the South, because many lost their lives, many houses were underwater, so you can see this more and more often, and there are a lot of people who don't believe in climate change. That's horrible. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this content. My idea was to bring you some updated information about the state of Rio Grande do Sul. I'll be trying to make videos every day for us to be closer and for us to talk about this beautiful country of Brazil. Please help me by smashing the like button, subscribing to the channel, becoming a member, right? Also follow us on Instagram, we have an account there, and I'm gonna try to be active on X right now, so follow our profile right there, it's Brazil.unsubtitled, or be unsubtitled, sorry, be unsubtitled, everything together. Thank you very much, I'll see you soon, bye-bye.